Have you ever wondered if the nuts in your pantry are helping your health or quietly hurting it? If you're over the age of 65, the answer might surprise you. As we age, our bodies go through significant changes: slower metabolism, increased inflammation, changes in heart and brain function. What you eat plays a huge role in how well you age, and nuts, those tiny powerhouses of nutrition, can either be your best friend or a sneaky enemy. But not all nuts are created equal, especially for seniors. When we talk about aging well, most people think of exercise, sleep, and maybe a good multivitamin. But one of the most overlooked pillars of senior health is nutrition, and more specifically, smart snacking. That's where nuts come in. They're not just tasty, they can be powerful tools in maintaining energy, preventing disease, and even slowing down cognitive decline. So why are nuts especially important after the age of 65? For starters, your body processes food differently. Metabolism naturally slows down with age, making it easier to gain weight and harder to absorb nutrients efficiently. At the same time, the risks of conditions like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, memory loss, and osteoporosis increase. Nuts, when chosen wisely, offer concentrated sources of healthy fats, plant-based protein, fiber, and key vitamins and minerals that directly combat these challenges. But here's the catch: not all nuts are created equal, and not all are senior-friendly. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, regular nut consumption is linked to a lower risk of cardiovascular events, improved cholesterol profiles, and even reduced inflammation. These are huge wins for seniors who often deal with elevated blood pressure, stiff arteries, and chronic joint or muscle pain. Another reason nuts are ideal for seniors is because they're nutrient-dense but portion-controlled. A small handful can deliver satiety and a burst of energy without spiking blood sugar. They're also rich in magnesium, potassium, calcium, B vitamins, and antioxidants, all of which play a vital role in maintaining brain function and bone health. However, preparation matters. Salted, sugar-coated, or heavily roasted nuts can have the opposite effect, raising sodium levels, triggering inflammation, or adding empty calories. So it's not just which nuts you eat, but also how you eat them. Now that we've covered the why, let's dive into the top 4 nuts every senior should be eating regularly and what makes them so uniquely powerful. Let's explore the 4 nuts you absolutely must eat if you're over 65, and why they're so valuable to your long-term health. Walnuts, the brain's best friend. If there's one nut that tops every list for brain health, it's the walnut. These brain-shaped nuts are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, which is known to protect against cognitive decline and memory loss. A study from UCLA found that higher walnut consumption was associated with improved memory and cognitive function in older adults. This is especially relevant for seniors who want to maintain mental clarity and reduce the risk of Alzheimer's or dementia. Walnuts are also anti-inflammatory and rich in polyphenols, which help protect blood vessels and reduce oxidative stress. That means they're excellent for heart health too. How to enjoy them? Add a small handful, about 7 halves, to your oatmeal, yogurt, or salads. Try them raw or lightly toasted. Just skip the candied versions. Almonds, heart-healthy and bone-boosting. Next up are almonds, a senior superfood known for their high content of vitamin E, magnesium, and calcium. These nutrients are especially important for skin health, heart health, and bone strength, all of which tend to weaken with age. The Mayo Clinic recommends almonds for older adults due to their ability to help lower LDL, bad cholesterol, while raising HDL, good cholesterol. They're also low in carbs and high in fiber, making them a smart choice for managing blood sugar and preventing type 2 diabetes. Almonds also contain antioxidants that fight aging on the cellular level, keeping your skin looking younger and your immune system strong. Plus, their crunch makes them satisfying, great for those trying to curb cravings without reaching for junk food. Enjoy almonds raw, soaked overnight, easier to digest, or sliced over salads and stir-fries. Aim for about 10 to 12 almonds a day. Pistachios, eye health and digestive aid. Pistachios might be small, but they pack a powerful punch. They're one of the most protein-rich nuts, and they also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that specifically support eye health, a major concern as we age. According to the American Optometric Association, these nutrients can help protect against age-related macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss in seniors. What sets pistachios apart is their fiber content. They're great for digestion and keeping you regular. They also promote a feeling of fullness, which can help with weight control and blood sugar stability. Unlike many other nuts, pistachios are often sold in shell, which slows down how quickly you eat them, helping with portion control naturally. Just be sure to go for the unsalted variety to avoid unnecessary sodium. Add them to your trail mix, sprinkle over roasted veggies, or enjoy a handful as an afternoon snack. Around 30 pistachios make a great daily serving. Brazil nuts, the ideal selenium powerhouse. Last, but certainly not least, are Brazil nuts, a lesser-known gem with a huge benefit, selenium. This trace mineral plays a critical role in thyroid health, immune function, and even mood regulation. Research from the National Institute on Aging suggests that low selenium levels are linked to cognitive decline and increased risk of certain cancers in older adults. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day can provide your full recommended daily allowance of selenium. Brazil nuts also offer zinc, magnesium, and vitamin E, all important for maintaining skin elasticity, joint function, and heart rhythm. But be careful, more isn't better with these nuts. Eating too many can actually lead to selenium toxicity, which may cause hair loss, brittle nails, or other health issues. That's why moderation is key. Enjoy Brazil nuts as a supplement-style snack, just 1 or 2 a day, ideally raw and unsalted. Add them to smoothies or break them into pieces for topping cereal or yogurt. Now that you know the 4 best nuts for your health after 65, you might be wondering, are all the others bad? Not exactly, but some nuts can cause more harm than good if you're not careful. Stick with me because in the next section we'll talk about 4 nuts seniors should think twice about eating, and why they may be sabotaging your health goals, without you even knowing it. Even though nuts are often praised as superfoods, there are some you should approach with caution, especially after 65. In fact, certain types of nuts can actually aggravate health issues like high blood pressure, kidney problems, or weight gain if eaten in excess or in the wrong form. Let's look at 4 nuts that seniors should avoid, or at least eat in strict moderation. Macadamia nuts, too much of a good thing. Macadamia nuts are buttery, delicious, and high in monounsaturated fats. But they're also incredibly calorie-dense and low in protein and fiber compared to other nuts. According to the Cleveland Clinic, just 10 to 12 macadamia nuts contain around 200 calories. For seniors, with a slower metabolism or limited mobility, those calories can add up fast without providing much satiety or nutritional value. Another issue? Macadamias are often sold roasted with added salt or oil, which can contribute to high blood pressure and inflammation, 2 major concerns for people over 65. While they aren't toxic by any means, they're best treated as an occasional indulgence, not a daily snack. If you do enjoy them, opt for raw or dry roasted and limit your portion to a few nuts. Salted peanuts, a blood pressure bomb. Peanuts, though technically a legume, are one of the most commonly consumed nuts in the U.S. But for seniors, they're often not the best choice. Why? Because most of the peanuts sold in stores are heavily salted and oil roasted, packing in unnecessary sodium and unhealthy fats. The American Heart Association warns that too much sodium can raise blood pressure and strain the heart, especially in older adults. In addition, peanuts are prone to aflatoxin contamination, a natural toxin from mold that can grow during storage. While U.S. standards regulate this, seniors with compromised immune systems or liver function should be cautious. If you love peanuts, choose unsalted and dry roasted varieties. Even better, swap them for almonds or pistachios, which offer more nutrients and less risk. Candied or glazed nuts. Sugar-coated trouble. Candied, glazed, or chocolate-covered nuts might be tempting, but they're a wolf in sheep's clothing. When it comes to senior health, these types of nuts are often coated in sugar, honey, or syrups, spiking your blood glucose and increasing the risk of insulin resistance. For seniors, especially those with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, this can be dangerous. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, over 25% of Americans aged 65 plus have diabetes, and many more are pre-diabetic without knowing it. Glazed nuts might look small, but their added sugar and calories can throw off blood sugar and insulin levels in a big way. They also often include added oils, preservatives, and artificial flavorings, ingredients that promote inflammation, weight gain, and even joint pain. Bottom line, if your nuts sparkle or stick to your fingers, they probably belong in the dessert section, not your daily health routine. Cashews are often seen as a healthy snack option, but they come with a hidden drawback: their high levels of oxalates. Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds that can interfere with calcium absorption and may contribute to kidney stone formation, especially in people prone to kidney issues. According to the National Kidney Foundation, seniors with reduced kidney function should avoid high oxalate foods, and cashews top that list. Cashews are also relatively high in fat and low in fiber, making it easy to overeat them without feeling full. And like many others, they're often sold salted or roasted in oils, which again raises sodium intake and introduces unhealthy fats. This doesn't mean you have to banish cashews entirely, but moderation is key. Limit portions, go for raw and unsalted, and don't make them your everyday nut. Now that you know which nuts to avoid, you might be wondering, what's the best way to enjoy the healthy ones? Let's look at some simple, senior-friendly ways to make nuts a delicious and nutritious part of your daily routine. Now that we've covered the do's and don'ts, let's talk practical tips, because knowing the right nuts is only half the battle. You also need to know how to include them in a way that fits your lifestyle and supports your health goals. Start with small portions. A little goes a long way. Stick to 1-ounce servings, about a small handful, to avoid excess calories. Pre-portion them into small snack bags or containers for easy grab-and-go snacks. Add them to meals, not just snacks. Nuts don't have to be a standalone snack. Sprinkle chopped walnuts on oatmeal, add sliced almonds to steamed veggies, or blend pistachios into your pesto. This boosts nutrition without extra effort. Explore nut butters. If chewing is an issue, common with dentures or dental concerns, try natural nut butters. Almond butter or walnut butter on whole grain toast or in smoothies is an easy way to get nutrients without stressing your teeth. Just make sure the nut butter is free from added sugar and hydrogenated oils. Look for ingredient labels that list only the nut and maybe a pinch of salt. Combine nuts with other nutrients. Pair nuts with fiber-rich fruits like apple slices or berries, or with Greek yogurt for a protein boost. This combo helps slow digestion and keeps blood sugar stable. Store nuts properly to keep nuts fresh and nutrient-rich. Store them in airtight containers in a cool, dark place, or even in the fridge. This prevents them from going rancid, especially walnuts and Brazil nuts. By making a few small changes, you can turn nuts into a daily health upgrade, fueling your body, protecting your heart, and supporting brain health as you age. Coming up next, we'll tackle some common questions seniors ask about nuts, like how often to eat them and what to do if you have allergies or digestive issues. Don't go anywhere. Let's wrap up a few of the most common questions seniors ask about eating nuts after 65.1. Can I eat nuts every day? Yes, but in moderation. Most experts, including those at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, recommend about 1 ounce per day, roughly a small handful. Eating nuts daily has been linked to reduced risk of heart disease and better longevity, as long as they're not salted, sugared, or oil-fried. What if I have trouble chewing or wear dentures? No problem. Go for nut butters or finely chopped nuts. You can also add ground nuts to smoothies, sprinkle over soft foods like yogurt or oatmeal, or use unsweetened nut milks for added nutrition. Are nut butters as good as whole nuts? Generally, yes, as long as they're natural. Look for nut butters with minimal ingredients, just the nut itself and maybe a pinch of salt. Avoid versions with added sugar, palm oil, or preservatives. Almond butter, walnut butter, and even pistachio. Butter can be great alternatives to whole nuts. What if I have a nut allergy? If you're allergic to tree nuts or peanuts, it's essential to avoid them completely and consult with a healthcare provider. Some people can tolerate seeds like sunflower or pumpkin, which offer similar benefits. Always read labels carefully and check with your doctor. These answers should help you make more informed choices moving forward. Now let's tie it all together with a quick recap and final thoughts. So, what have we learned? If you're over the age of 65, your nutritional needs are changing, and making small, intentional choices can have a big impact on how you feel and function every day. Nuts are one of the simplest, most portable, and most powerful foods to support your health, if you choose the right ones. The 4 nuts you must eat. After 65, walnuts for brain health and inflammation. Almonds for your heart, skin, and bones. Pistachios for protein, eye health, and digestion. Brazil nuts for thyroid support and immune function. These 4 are nutrient-dense, easy to add to your meals, and incredibly beneficial in small daily portions. The 4 nuts to avoid or limit. Macadamia nuts, high in calories, low in fiber-salted peanuts, too much sodium and processed fats, candied glazed nuts, hidden sugars and unhealthy additives. Cashews in excess, high in oxalates, can affect kidney health. It's not that these are bad foods, they just don't offer the same health payoff and can be problematic for many seniors, especially those managing chronic conditions. The National Institute on Aging emphasizes the importance of personalized nutrition in your later years, meaning you should always tailor your diet to your own health status, medications, and activity level. Talk with your doctor or a registered dietitian if you're unsure where to begin. Now here's your action step. Take a look at what's in your kitchen right now. Replace unhealthy nuts with the good ones we've discussed, and aim to enjoy a small serving of the right nuts every single day. If you found this video helpful, Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more senior health tips, and share it with a friend or loved one who's looking to stay sharp and strong in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. And before you go, drop a comment below. What's your favorite nut and how do you like to eat it? Let's start a conversation. Stay well, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.